Welcome to Radiant Health Yoga. I am Deborah, and today is a quote by Robert Frost. Happiness makes up in height for what it lacks in length. All right, let us come to our mat, and we will start in a seated position. Any comfortable seated position of your choice, whether your legs are crossed, lengthened. If you like to be sitting on a folded blanket, just bring your pelvis to the edge of that blanket so that your legs can drop down toward the earth. And go ahead and close your eyes. Allow your hands to rest down toward your thighs. Palms either up toward the sky or down toward the earth. Allow your eyes to settle back and down inside your eye sockets. And feel how your sits bones and different edges of your feet connect with the earth. So you can physically feel and sense how the support of the earth is there, consistently, constantly there supporting you. And it can give you a little feedback about how you are resting into this moment. Are you collapsing into yourself and thus into the earth? Are you trying to hold yourself up into a perfect position with maybe too much effort? Or can you find that place in the middle where you are connected and supported by the earth with a sense of ease of being? And throughout your practice today, may you find a little bit more of that ease and a sense of quiet happiness that can expand through yourself. As you draw a breath in, feel how the body responds by lengthening up and down, expanding side to side, and bulging forward and back. And as you exhale, those three directions or pathways of energy soften, and your body responds to that. How does your body respond to your inhale through to your exhale? And then releasing your hands to the floor, the arms rise with a sense of lightness toward the sky, where the hands meet at the top and draw into your heart. And we'll continue in that cycle twice more, rising from the earth, lengthening toward the sky, and drawing into your heart center. One more time. Easy flow of breath supporting the movement. And as you arrive to your heart, take a moment here. I'm thinking of happiness in your life or in that of another. Take this moment to either set an intention for your practice, create an affirmation for yourself, or perhaps dedicate your practice to somebody who could use a little extra tender, loving care in their life today. Returning back up toward the sky, as you blossom open, send that last thought out into the universe, and may it manifest itself in your life or in the life of someone you love. Draw another breath in. And on your exhale, release through the front of the hip sockets to come into your first forward fold. Where can you place your arms so that they can rest easily with no strain? Sense your belly coming toward your legs. And a sense of ease at the back of your neck and at the base of your skull. So throughout practice today, be careful that you don't lift your chin up too high and create all these wrinkles back there around your nerves, nor do you drop it too far to your chin. So always looking for the length through the body, even as we curve forward. Rising back up from your right, reaching up and over. Soften through your elbow, even if it's extended, a little bent, or maybe your elbow reaches toward the floor. And the right hip drops down away from your right fingertips. You take a little rock and roll so your sits bones will alternately come off the floor. So vestibular experience here. One more. And then reach that right sits bone back down to the earth. Find your easy length and continue into a spiral twist to your left. Soft gaze wherever you're looking with your eyes. We get to look at our beautiful flowers, yellow roses from our garden, and these guys, purple ones, are from our neighbors. Unwinding back to the front, the right hand's going to come around, back of your hand comes to your low back, and then slides up in the direction of your shoulder blades. It does not have to get there. Left hand comes up and over and acts as a gentle weight, so we don't need to push down. Just let our left hand lie almost heavily on top of our side of our head. And then my favorite image is honey pouring out of the ear. It has a little bit of density and beautiful texture to it. And it's a lovely golden color. Gently release. Let your right hand come down and your left hand come to your forehead. Let all fingers and thumbs connect with your forehead. Head and neck are passive as your fingers begin to rotate and turn your head toward the left. And then the heel or the palm of your hand draws you back just to center. Really allowing the head and the neck to be passive. Eyes going along for the ride. And the heel of the hand drops you back. Nice. Release down toward the earth. Lengthen through the legs. Rise to the sky. Hands meet at the top. And then your fingertips dip down behind your head. You don't have to go too far. Think about the upper arms lengthening toward the sky and a lift at the heart. Softness behind your knees, but there's energy from your sits bones down to your heels. Rising back up to the sky, we have one fist of fire breath. So we inhale deeply. Exhale, let me hear the breath come out as you pull down. Inhale, rising up, and blossom open as you bring your legs into the corners of your mat, the front of your mat, and windshield wiper over to your right side. Looking down to the left. We're going to imagine that we're going up a staircase and drawing a curtain with us as we spiral around to our right. And as we come back, we're going to move that curtain back out of our way. And then on a middle level, scoop around into that spiral, following your fingertips, and then press the curtain back. Coming a little bit lower, scooping all the way around. And this time, we're going to keep going, placing our right forearm on the floor, coming into mermaid spiral twist. Walk your left arm away from your left hip. And as you exhale, you feel a release down the side of your right hip. And notice if you're looking toward the bridge of your right arm, toward your left, or maybe somewhere in the middle. Walking your hands back towards your right hip. Come around to the front, lengthening through your staff pose once again, rising up. And one more fist of fire. Deep breath in. Let it out. And as you rise back up to the sky, if you started with your legs crossed, cross your other leg in front. Take a moment to just sense where your body is now after those few moments of your practice. And on your exhale, drawing the belly and the heart forward. And feel the openness across your pelvis, low back, mid back, upper back. And again, that ease at the base of your skull. Allowing the legs to soften down toward the earth. And rising back up. From your left side, reach out to come up and over. Right shoulder gets to soften down as you find the ease through your wrist and elbow. Your heart opens, no matter if you're looking down, forward, or up. Here comes our rock and roll for 4. Let that sits bone come off. Enjoy the ride. Be a little playful. And then sits bone comes back down, lengthening up and into your spiral twist to your right. And as you come back around, left hand's going to scoop around, back of the hand to your low back, slides up to a comfortable place, and then adding the right hand, tilt the right ear towards your shoulder, and allow that right hand to be somewhat heavy. Always returning to your breath. Just making sure you're not accidentally holding our breath, which we sometimes just unconsciously do. Gentle release, and let the right hand come to your forehead. Relax your left hand any place comfortable. Passive head and neck as your fingers draw the head to rotate to the right. And then the palm of the hand or the heel just back to center. See if you can relax your shoulders and your thighs as you're guiding your head here. And return to center. Releasing down, lengthen through the legs once again, hands meet at the top, and elbows toward the sky, lengthening up through the upper arms, energy out through your heels. Inhale, rising up, deep breath in, fist of fire, pull down. Returning back and bringing your feet in, we'll let the legs fall to the left this time. And here we go, up that spiral staircase from low, mid to high. Keep wrapping around yourself and then press that curtain back as you come back around. Palm to the front, coming across that middle level as you come around and noticing the sensations across your shoulder blades, down to the softness at the center of your chest. And then a little bit lower and keep coming around so you can place your left forearm comfortably on the floor and then lengthen your right arm away from your right hip. Again, that exhale, you sense a sliding down, like water cascading down over a rock. And then walking your hands back towards your hip. Come back to the front once again. Inhale up. Exhale, fist of fire. And returning back up to the sky and blossom open. And bringing yourself into child's pose. And for child's pose, your big toes are connected and then releasing back. Some folks like to put a thin blanket underneath. That's always an option. And your arms can either be actively long with the elbows off the floor. You might want to rest the elbows on the floor or bring your arms down by your thighs. Your shoulders will let you know what feels best today. Draw your attention back to your breath for one more round. And then actively lengthen your arms. Feel the fingertips, energy drawing toward the front of your mat. And on an inhale, moving into downward facing dog. Shift your weight forward, tuck those toes under and press back so your pelvis is reaching back and high. Your heels may or may not touch the floor. And you may want to have lengthened legs, or perhaps it feels better to bend your legs. Your hamstrings, lower mid-back may guide you to a decision here. Inhale, rise up to the ball of your feet, and then bend your legs and elbows a little bit to come into a crouching position, looking toward the space between your hands. So this is half a crouching tiger. In a moment, we will have a nice forced exhale. Let's go back to downward dog. Stick out our tongue and have an audible exhale, a gentle but audible exhale. Inhale, rise up to the ball of your feet. Exhale, crouching tiger. And then walk your way to the front of your mat where the short edge is. I love crouching tiger because it gets the face involved. Just opens up your expression. And pause at your heart. Interlacing your fingers, bend the legs a little bit, rising up. You're gonna bring the hands to the back of your head. And if it's uncomfortable, please let go of your finger hold. Moving into chair pose. Shift your weight back on your heels. So the weight's taken off your toes a little bit. And there's energy drawing up the thighs, so out from the knees. A little lift at the sternum, and your navel draws in toward your spine. Exhale, bend forward, fold, let your torso drape over your thighs. Crown of the head softens to the earth. Inhale, come your halfway up. Hands either lightly to shins or lightly to your thighs. So you keep that suppleness at the back of your knees. Next, exhale, again, fold those legs into a bent forward fold, and then draw your right leg back behind you. Coming into warrior two, rotate your right leg 90 degrees from hip to foot, and then rising up, gazing over your left hand. Your left thigh lengthens in the direction of the knee, and the knee is directly over your ankle or the center of your foot. Today, we're gonna have our right hand feel a tree trunk behind us, and our left hand's gonna curve around a branch, and then tilt your right ear to your right shoulder, as if you're listening to the birds on the back branches of a tree. Release, coming back to your warrior two. Clasp your hands behind you. Draw them back and down. So they'll be drawn back and down away from your pelvis. And as you do so, your shoulder blades are drawing in towards your spine. So lift at the heart and a small opening at the front of the throat. Continue to find your ease of breath. And maybe the heel of your hands are coming a little closer toward each other. On an exhale, with freedom, the arms return. And coming to face the long edge of your mat, hands to the earth. We're going to lunge toward our left leg, lengthening the right leg. And then the right arm comes through the bridge created by your left arm to reach in the direction of your left foot. You don't have to arrive there. It's always the intention toward, and then you feel that opening of your right shoulder blade wrapping around to the side. Pivoting on both feet, you're going to come around back to the front edge of your mat. Your left leg is back in front. Find your full length here, and then gently draw your right leg down to the floor, rising up into low warrior. Ooh, hands meet again at the top. Let them dip down to the back of your head, lengthen up. Maybe lift your heart up a little bit more, as if someone has their hand right in between your shoulder blades, giving you support. Returning back up to the sky, arms circle down and around, and your right arm comes across your left, slide it a little bit out on a diagonal, and then turn to look toward your left. Easy gaze. Maybe have a little smile on your face. Relaxing into it a little bit more. And returning back. Exhale, hands float to the floor. Lengthen through that back leg. And on your next exhale, give yourself a little push and rising back up. Arms spreading out to the side, to the sky, and back to your heart. Easy breath. Bending the legs, clasping the hands, opposite thumb on top for the hand hold. Back up to the sky and to the back of your head. Adjust your hands and arms as needed. Releasing into chair pose. Really sense that there is a stool behind you that you are trying to just hover above. And on your exhale, full forward fold if you like. Think about lengthening those legs as little or as much as you like. The more you do, the more those sits bones rise up to the sky. And the crown of your head looks toward the earth. On your next inhale, come halfway up. Find the length from upper body, lower half of the body. And exhale, release, bend those legs, and draw your left leg back behind you, a good 4 feet or so. Rotate it 90 degrees and look to see maybe your heel is lining up with your other heel. You want to draw a chalk line there. Returning up into warrior 2. Your back hand feels a tree trunk. Your front hand wraps around a branch. And then your left ear tilts toward that left shoulder. So feel the energy, the width of the tree. Maybe sense the height of the tree. How far does it go? And release. A full breath. And in your exhale, clasp the hands behind you again, opposite thumb on top. Draw the hands down towards your pelvis, slightly away as the shoulder blades draw in toward the spine. A lift up at the heart. Soft gaze. Maybe you're looking at a window right now, or maybe a piece of art in your home. Finding the beauty in all little places. On your exhale, think of the freedom of letting those arms go. Turning to the long front edge of your mat again and coming down. And this time lunging toward that right leg. And then the left hand scooping behind the right arm to come toward your leg. So you feel now that wrap around of the left shoulder blade. Pivoting on the ball of both feet, coming around so that your right leg is in front. Find the full length from the crown of your head, tailbone down out through that back heel, and then gently lower the leg to the earth, rising up. Hands meet at the top, and as they release down, you feel your heart lifting. And sense where your leg and feet connect to the earth. So you're united with the earth even as you're rising. Arms return up to the sky, a full circle around. And then your left arm comes over to the right leg. It slides down a little bit. And then your heart and belly rotate to look toward your right. Coming back through center. Deep breath in as you reach up. Exhale, coming down. Lengthen through that back leg. And on your next exhale, a little push to come in. Rising up. And drawing your hands into your heart. And you may want to come and be facing the long edge of your mat, or maybe you want to have a split over your short edge of your mat. Rising up, feel your breath, your length, your width. 3 swings. Inhale, exhale, release. There's a little double pulse there, and release. One more time, release. And lunging over to the right. Imagine you have a baseball in your hands. We're gonna make up for the lack of baseball this summer. And toss it, and then catch it. One more time. Toss and catch. And now we're gonna swoop it all in and down to the heart. Moving into tree pose, you have 3 options. But first, think about that pubic bone, which is below the belly button, drawn forward, navel scooping into your spine. Level 1, right here, spreading your toes out on the earth. Level 2, drawing the inside of your foot to your inner lower leg. Level 3 is drawing that foot out to the upper thigh, and on any given day, we could choose any of those choices. Again, pubic bone drawing forward, lengthening along the support side, the standing leg. And then add your arms wherever you like. Maybe you keep them right at your heart. Tree pose. I get to look out the window and see quite a few of them. I'm quite fortunate. They're beautiful. Birds are zipping by. Find your breath. And then release the foot down, rising up. Draw the hands into your heart. Forward fold. Bent forward fold to a lengthened forward fold. And then bend through the legs, and as you uncurl your way back up, return to that wide X, that wide base. Deep breath in, 3 swings. Let it flow easily. Swings are the best for that moment. And then lunging to your left, baseball in hand, toss it and catch it. Once again, toss and catch. And here we go into tree. Swoop it in. Draw the hands into your heart. And when it comes to balances, you can always have a hand lightly on a wall. Anytime you wobble and fall out of it, come back to here. Allow the mind a moment of quiet and stillness before you challenge yourself once again. Draw your leg up, whether it's to low tree or high tree, and promise me that as you come into tree on your leg, that your foot is above your knee or below your knee, nowhere on it. And maybe change where your arms are this time. Feel your connection with both the earth and the air above you. Gentle gaze wherever you're looking, and your arms are a part of your tree pose. And then release down, rise up to the sky, and draw back in to your heart. Take a slow, deep breath. And then return up toward the sky and coming into your forward fold, opening the space, release from the hip socket so you find your full body's length as you fold back in on yourself. Release down to the earth. And draw your right leg in front of you. And we're going to revisit the spiral. Once again, just the upper one. So this time, turn to the back of your hand is forward, and then up the staircase you go, and coming back down. Let your legs windshield wiper to the other side, windshield wiper to the other side, and back, following your knees. And then when we get to the left side, pausing there, look toward that right hand, back of the hand out, rising up into that spiral. And then as the hand comes back down, windshield wiper, look at your back heel, at the back heel. And one more time. As the legs come in, bring yourself down to the side of your body, onto your back. And if you have any hair clips in the back, go ahead and take those out. And draw the legs in and give yourself a little rock from side to side. Lengthen one leg on the floor and draw the other leg up toward the direction of your chest. And on an exhale, soften the navel to the earth and draw the upper body up toward that leg. Don't force it. And inhale down. Relax the head, let your elbows drop. And draw the other leg in. Lengthen your other leg long. Actively draw the knee up toward the direction of your chest. Energy down the other leg, out through the heel. On an exhale, half of you softens into the earth, and then the upper part of your torso rises toward the knee. And then as you release back down, your head sinks down, your elbows get to melt. And draw your other leg back in. Taking the arms and the legs up to the sky, shake them out vigorously. Shake, 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 shake. Allow the blood to come down and nourish along the lymph node channels into the hip and pelvic region, abdominal area, chest, shoulder, neck, and throat. And like a ragdoll, release, let it drop. And then lazily slide your legs out. Bring your arms somewhere comfortably down by your sides. Palms up to the sky, open to the sky. And draw your attention back to your breath. How does your breath support letting go of any muscular effort? Your body can lie here with ease. The bones are free of any muscular tension pulling on them. And a quiet sense of happiness envelops your whole being. And that might mean something a little different for everyone, but notice how happiness feels at this moment. And rolling over to your favorite side. Allow yourself to release there. Using your hands together with the earth, press to rise yourself up into any comfortable seated position. Returning with your palms up toward the sky or down toward the earth. And once again, reaching to the earth, the arms rise to the sky, hands meet at the top, and draw into your heart. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Be well. Namaste. I'd like to thank you all for coming out and sharing in practice today. And enjoy the rest of your day, bask in your happiness, and enjoy the change in your body, mind, and hopefully soul at this moment. Take care.